So we'd like to talk to our new friend, Diana Soul.
I hope so. Let me get the mic.
You have more to say.
I'm glad you've come to this convention. This is a new experience for you?
Yes, it is. For this one, I have been to. We had a couple of, but just the whole cast of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's been several years ago. That was up in Boston and in New Jersey.
Chilla Theater, right? Was it? That's the name of the show?
Yeah, I think it was. But
yes.
they had examples of. We were under what they call fantasy, and then they had things with space odyssey. They did people shows that represented different facets of the movies.
Well, can you tell us? Matt's going to take over in a minute, but can you tell us about your career in addition to Willy Wonka?
Well, it was kind of an interesting thing. When I married my husband, we moved to Germany, and I had been doing a lot of shows. I toured with the USO, and I did a lot of plays in the LA area. And so I was sort of thinking that I wouldn't be doing very much whenever we had a child. And then they have what is known as the United States Information Service, and they got in touch with me. So I produced a lot of plays over there that went to what was known as the America Houses. They were like cultural centers to introduce the Germans to American drama, theater. They had libraries, everything. And then we were living in Munich at the time, and I got a call one day to come over and audition for a book called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I'm very embarrassed to say this. I said to them, "Oh yes, it's my favorite book." I really had never heard of it. But I said, "Yes, my favorite." And so I went to the audition, and it was very funny. When I walked in, I thought, "Oh, this is a movie." I hadn't really done very many movies, so I thought, "Well, you really dress up when you go to a movie." I mean, that's the way people were in the movies, dressed up. But when I went in, the secretary, she said, "Tell you what, why don't you come back tomorrow, but just go home and wear your old clothes." And so that's what I did. And then I was auditioned by the director, Mel Stewart, and I could say that I was auditioned and auditioned and auditioned, and then I was very fortunate to get the role. So.
And you got a solo in the movie. You got to sing a song.
Sing a song, Cheer Up Charlie's, yes. So it was wonderful, and all the people in the movie were fun to be with, and we had, as I said, a couple of reunions. And people have asked me about Charlie and what he does now. I think he auditioned for one play on Broadway. It didn't work out, and he wasn't that interested. And he now is what is known as a big animal veterinarian up in, I don't know if it's upstate New York.
It's right near Verona, the Attorney Stone Casino.
But you know, once a year, apparently, he goes to the schools, or maybe they have a big auditorium with schools come to him, and he talks about being Charlie in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Was there a reason why Mel Stewart decided to film in Germany as opposed to filming the movie here in America?
Might have been cheaper. I think he also wanted to get that kind of a fantasy atmosphere that you could get in Germany. You know, the castles and just the whole scenery is just a little bit different. So people, I think, who saw it, they couldn't say, "Oh, that was in New York," or "That was Hollywood," or wherever it was. It did have a little different, little bit look about it. I think that's one of the main reasons. Now, the Chocolate Factory, they actually built in what was called the Bavaria Studios, which is the biggest studio, I think, in Germany. So it was so everything you saw was built and beautiful. It was a beautiful set, don't you think, if those of you saw it? So that was very nice. I was never in the thing, but I was there, so they let me go and look at it, even though Mrs. Bucket wasn't in the Chocolate Factory.
Is it true that some of the stuff was edible?
Yes, yes, because you saw the kids eating that. I mean, they didn't want to be sick, so they knew which plant, which flower to eat. Oh yeah, definitely.
What was it like working with Jack Albertson?
He was a wonderful man. Now, I think a lot of you have seen Jack Albertson. He not only was a fantastic actor, but he was such a very warm person. And since this was done in Germany, most of the crew was German, and he really made an effort to speak some German. And he tried to tell jokes in German, but jokes don't translate very well from it. So he wasn't very successful. But everybody loved him because he was just so outgoing, and so he didn't come in, "I'm the big star and you help me." He was sort of like, you know, I'll learn a few more words here, and then I can talk to somebody. He was a very pleasant person, and I think when anybody was sort of, there was a tense, the director, he was a little bit tough to work for, but Jack Alberson kept everything kind of on a nice, even keel. He was always pleasant and kind of smoothed things over.
Can I just interject? You worked with Jack Alberson too in the Poseidon Adventure, and the.
Oh yeah.
Well, I worked with him on radio back in New York for a number of years. Very fine actor. I mean, nice guy, as you say. He was fun to be with, you know. I don't know, did you work with him too, Rosie?
Never.
No? He never liked your work. No, but he was. What was one? Didn't he get an Academy Award for where he played the father? The subject was roses. Absolutely wonderful in that.
And a footnote, the trivia, he plays the postal clerk in the original Miracle on 34th Street who gets the idea to send all the letters of Santa to the courthouse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's, yeah, it was like one of his first roles. He wasn't billed.
Ah,
He was I Love Lucy too.
Oh, yeah, he was done everything.
yes, I would say so.
Okay, you got more for
Sure.
Dan?
This was Peter Ostram's first movie.
Right.
First and only movie. So what was it like working with him? Was he a natural at it?
Absolutely. He had done some plays in Cleveland. Peter
The one who played your
Ostrom.
son, Peter Ostrom?
Yeah, he played Charlie.
Charlie.
And I think his only experience had been, his father, I think, had done some work at the Cleveland Playhouse, and he got into some plays. And they went all over the country auditioning kids, and I don't know exactly how they got his name, but they were very impressed by him, and I certainly think he was the right boy to play Charlie. And a very pleasant person, nothing phony about him. He just worked hard and did whatever he was told to do. Now I understand that after he did the movie, though, he worked so hard. I think he wasn't sure that that's what he wanted to do all his life.
Sorry. Did you see the recent remake? Sorry. Did you see the recent remake of the movie?
Yeah.
Johnny Depp?
I don't even really consider it a remake. It's just a completely different movie. If those of you who saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I took my nephews and we had a wonderful time. We enjoyed it thoroughly. I never at any moment thought, oh, we did this here and they did that. It was so different and very enjoyable. Just two different movies.
Were you aware that Roald Dahl wasn't too happy about the original?
I heard that he felt that the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory didn't stick closely enough to the book. And so that's why I guess that's why they made the second one.
I must throw in, because I'm nasty, I thought the second one was a waste. I really did, because the first one was so wonderful and so charming for kids and all. I thought the second one, you know, the lead even, nobody compared to that group of you in the first show. I mean it. It really was. It was the first one that is a classic. The other one, so many remakes, they should never remake.
Well, I have to say my nephews liked it. They all came out singing Willy Wonka.
You know, what do kids know?
Yeah, what do
They're so
I said I want to do the movies again if you like that one better.
Do you have any stories about Gene Wilder at all?
Well, of course, I didn't work with him because Mrs. Bucket had to stay home. She didn't get to go to the chocolate factory. So, but he came in. In between, we had having lunch in the canteen, and if you didn't know how funny he was, you would think he was a very quiet, modest man. You sort of thought, well, what does he do for a living? But very charming and again, very pleasant to everybody. Never acted like he was a star of any sort. But I wish I had been in the scene. I said they should later on have another movie called Mrs. Bucket Gets to Go to the Chocolate Factory.
Put it on your bucket list. Sorry.
I actually also heard that Roald Dahl blocked a proposed sequel to the movie. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't. Oh, you mean after the original?
After the original, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he had written the story further. What happened when Charlie and the family moved into the chocolate factory.
Oh, well, that would have been nice if they had done that. But we only heard that he felt that the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory wasn't close enough to his book. And that's why I think they made the second one.
The second one was more, adhered more to the
To
book.
the book, yeah.
It was darker.
Yeah.
What is your favorite memory of filming the movie?